My son Carl was diagnosed with autism when he was 2.5 years old. He's moderate to low functioning. When he was 9, he started having seizures, which they say about 24% of autistic males have. So I started wondering what was going to happen to him as he got older, and then going to PTA meetings and forming a PTA and meeting other parents from other schools with children who were older than my 9-year-old. I realized I was going to have to do something, but I needed to keep going to meetings such as this and learning as much as I could. My son went to a school in Monmouth County, very good school, Children's Center of Monmouth County, and my husband and I were still discussing it, and then they had a guest speaker come in to speak to the parents, who happened to be a lawyer, who did guardianship. And there were many parents there of children who were autistic or who had other handicaps. Some of the parents were very, very concerned, such as I, about getting guardianship, and their children were older than mine at the time. But it was just something that I kept thinking about. And when my son was about 17, me and my husband decided that this is the way we wanted to go. We wanted to hire a lawyer to give us guardianship of our son. One of the main reasons we did this was our advanced age. We were a lot older than our friends who had children, and we just wanted to make sure that he would be secure in the future if we weren't here to take care of him. And so we pursued, we found this lawyer, and who was quite a distance away from us, and we went out there to meet with them and a couple of times, and then the lawyer came to my home because she had to meet my son to get the process started, and we went on. We had to pay for it back then. It was $1,800, which we really didn't have, but we saved up, and we decided that we'd do anything we could because we thought it was such a necessity. I will say, if Carl was not epileptic and just autism, I would have waited. We would have waited and let the state get on the list and let the state get guardianship for him whenever it would happen. But something was just eating at me, telling me that a good idea would be to get guardianship of Carl, because who knew what was going to happen. So we pursued it, and again, we got it about a couple of months after his 18th birthday. And I just felt secure. I took the paperwork and I put it in the safe, and I felt good about it. And around the time of 18, we started having some problems with Carl. They were more behavioral than anything, but he started having a few more seizures from time to time too. And I kept saying, good, I have those papers. If I need them, we know where they are. And we were able to get the behavior straightened out eventually. And the seizures started to, they were decreasing, maybe to like the way they were before, 1 or 2 a year. And then when he was 21, one day he was taking a shower, and usually my husband would supervise the showers in the bathroom, but my husband stepped out of the bathroom because he can't shower himself once you get him started, and we heard this loud thud. Carl had a seizure, fell out of the shower face down onto the tile floor. He was unconscious when my husband got there. I was working at the time at a hospital, a neighborhood hospital. So my husband called me and told me that he was bringing Carl in, and I said, okay. Believe it or not, I did not remember the guardianship papers. And I was a registrar in the emergency room, so I wasn't too concerned because I knew the head nurses and everything. But I must tell you, they came in, they brought Carl in, and they took him in the back, and they started to care for him, and the head nurse came up to me, and she requested the guardianship papers. And I'm like, well, I don't have them, and I'm pretty sure my husband didn't remember to bring them. He just wanted to bring them here. Because this fall was so severe, he knocked out several teeth and broke bones in the upper gum. It was just terrible. And so the the nurse said to me, okay, you could bring it the next morning. So I brought it in, made copies, and the hospital was content. And I was content. But after this call with need, he went to several different hospitals, one in Pennsylvania, and then a couple of hospitals in New Jersey. And in each hospital, not the one in Pennsylvania, but the ones in New Jersey, they wanted to see guardianship papers. We had them. They wouldn't even set an appointment for the different surgeries that he had to have, or even installing the bridge without seeing the guardianship papers. Having those guardianship papers then in my possession took a lot of the anxiety away from me as a parent and my husband as a parent. And we went on with it. So I can just truly say that in the long run, it was, for us, a very, very wise decision. I think it's a very personal decision and how it goes along with your family, but for us, we're very, very glad that we took the steps, even though we couldn't afford it, to get guardianship of our son. Thank you.
Thank you, Pat.